この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Fire Force, episode 15. Last week on Fire Force, I think we finished up the Asakusa arc, which was pretty cool. It was pretty good, all things considered, and just compared to what came before, it was nice. There were some solid moments in it, and that last episode had some pretty cool Saga and some pretty cool fighting and things and stuff. Not a ton of meat, as is usually the case with Fire Force, but it was all right. Now we are here for episode 15. If I am correct, this is the turning point for openings and endings, so we should be getting a new OP and ED if what people have told me is correct. I've also heard that people are somewhat disappointed in the new OP and ED, but I haven't checked them out, so I don't know yet. We'll see if we agree with that or if they're all right-ish. We'll see. In any case, I don't know. The last few episodes have been kind of on rails as far as the story goes. Like, we knew kind of what was going on and what had to be done to accomplish saving the city. We knew that there were evangelist crew people coming in and doing things and being bad and getting bad stuff done, and our good people were gonna do good things and fight them and stuff. But now we've got sort of a bit of a turning point. We can go kind of a lot of directions with this portion. I kind of hope that we get a moment for like some character moments, because that has been, when it's been done, it's been okay. But I don't know. I really don't know what to expect here. Maybe we'll go back and start to touch base with other people back home on the home front, Hibana and such. It's all kind of up in the air at the moment, so we'll have to see what kind of thing we start building toward, and whether it seems like we're moving in the direction of some kind of confrontation between Shinra and his brother. Or if we maybe introduce another secondary villain, or if Pointy Chin, shape people's faces guy comes back into the mix, or what. I really don't know. So let's go ahead and dive on into this episode of Fire Force and determine what we think of it. I have episode 15 up and ready to go. It is at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video there in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you want to sync up your own copy of the episode with the timer-based version, you're welcome to do so. Just get it ready, because the beep beep timer to count you down is coming now. Oh, no. Boom. That's good enough. Okay, that's some cool looking fire. Ooh, Lord Dump. Sure. The Day of the Cataclysm. Is this Iris? I like the aesthetic of the fire. And that's all we get. Okay. Yeah, that is a much improved intro, in my personal opinion. Oh, look, it's creepy pointy chin dude. And arrow lady. Hello, show. Right? Show, right? Yeah. Thank you. Gonna just turn down the volume slightly. The day of oh, Jesus, really? Primary Vice Commander. Adola link with the demon? Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, perfect. Knights of the Ashen Flame Commander. Are there people whose faces have been changed? Fire Force Station. Sure, yeah. Wait, is that... Is that Spork? Holy shit, it's Spork Spurgle! Who's his voice actor? I feel like we looked that up before. Spork Spurgle VA. Victor Licht. Jesus, no. Stop. Unpowered. Victor Licht. Oh, okay. No OP, right? Okay. Strong start. This is fine. Going with motion graphics, I guess. This is fine. They got an English-speaking band too. Oh, that's a new character. Ooh. Oh, no. Cold Rain. I don't hate it, but it's very basic. Like the first OP has some wonderful direction and like style and flair to it. This one lacks that completely. Okay. Okay. Oh. Actually, thank you, Hibana. Hmm. Works with Yoker. Pyrokinesiology, so internal. No, fuck you. We do? Full. I'm gonna guess that's our red-haired guy. Okay. Bro, you are fucking creepy. This is the redhead guy. These reaction shots of various characters are weird. I don't dislike them, but they're weird. We'll see. Mm-hmm. It's a cool idea to have a somewhat third party to us. You and Yoker? Vulcan's lab. Looks like somewhere where Nuru and Peta would live. Yeah. Yeah. uh he was in the OP. Vulcan's assistant. Namaiwa. Yeah. He's ridiculously strong, isn't he? Yeah, redhead guy. Masked. Yeah, that's a very little arm. Or is it his arm? No, we saw him. Pretty solidly. Hmm. The blacksmith's dream. Okay. He's drumming. By choice. Oh, okay. I see you. Sure. Ah. Gotcha. It's a weird cut. Roll a high persuasion check. Weird episode. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Torbjorn style. Just bang it until it works. Yeah, there we go. Wonder what the tattoos are about. Solid gag. Hmm. Who? Put on a shirt for this one. Okay, that's weird sound. Is she his sister? I'm just guessing because of the hair. The animals. Oh, it's Dr. Giovanni. The blacksmith's dream. Okay, just gonna write dream equals and hope we get an explanation. Okay. Like House of the Rising Sun. Okay, so this is the setup. Give him another opportunity, a different option. Oh. Fuck off, Plague Doctor Boy. When you left for money and power? So he was here before. Are they friends? Old friends at one point? Or his uncle, maybe? Could be his uncle. Yikes. Yikes. Got some weird cuts in this episode. It's fine. It's a pretty good offer so far. Oh my god. Don't. Nope. Don't do it. Nope. Just stop. Mini Death Star? More like Fire Soldier adjacent. Yeah, they are, though. Sure. Where is the liquid coming from? Is it a drone? And where are they? Oh, shit. That's fucking awesome. It's a hologram projector thing? Okay. Physics of that don't quite work, but okay. Sure. Neat. So the way things used to be from the time before. So all you have to do is convince him that you're trying to prevent whatever is causing all the animals to be dead. Pretty neat. Sure, yeah. Okay, that's pretty fucking neat. We're actually kind of working against Hajime. She has the same tattoo on her leg. I am gonna guess that she's... Nope, not his sister. I was about to say something, and it is wrong. Oh. Yeah. 大丈夫だ。Mm. Mm. Yeah, what happened to them? Oh. His father and Giovanni. And we don't get to see his face because it's ripped, of course. Hmm. Makes me curious if we have actually seen him elsewhere. So we introduced this character and the Hajime aligned scientist at the same time. Fucking what? Hey, idiot boy, can you notice that something's wrong right now? Okay. Interesting. Oh, new ED. Okay, similar to what we saw in his leg. This is a nervous system, right? Sort of. Okay. Sho and Shinra. All stills. Is that mom? Yeah. Okay, the demon. Okay, a little bit of something. Okay, do we get a G-Kite? We do. We are family. We are family. Okay. I get this distinct vibe that there's a different episode director on this episode. It'd be hard to find that. Episode director, and then no Shobotai episode 15. That's a repeat of episode in the title, which makes it useless. I don't see anything immediately. That's fine. I do want to check I'm just gonna do a couple of housekeeping things to check out some stuff before we actually talk about like some of the weirdness in this episode and weirdness in the OP and ED, which are definitely a distinct step down from previous. So let me see. Enen no Shobutai, what's his name? Victor Licht. Yeah. Come on, Mal, please, thank you. Victor Licht. Daisuke Sakaguchi. I feel like I've looked this up before, but I don't remember. Okuyasu, somebody Bagano. Where do I recognize him from, though? He's Shinpachi from Gintama. He's Karne from JoJo. Oh, he's Leonardo Watch from Kekai Sensen. Okay. And he's Shonen Bat. Anything else stand out? Not really. All right, cool. So, a bit of recognition. Interesting voice that he's doing for this character. All right. So, that being done. So there are a couple of things that I noticed here. One was like an abundance of, I don't know, awkward sliding shots, not even panning shots, but sliding shots. The first one that I really thought was wacky, I think, is when he walks. Yeah, this is weird. It's just like the camera movement backward from the background, and then the movement of the camera from the character, and then the movement of the camera from the background. I'm sorry, camera from the background, camera from the character from the background are not quite right. So it looks fucking weird. I believe that he's just remaining static, isn't he? In relation to the camera. No, I think he's moving slightly toward it. Regardless. And then we followed up immediately with this sliding shot, which is just... Please no. These are not like horrible things, but they're not good things either. And this is part of what I was saying. Like, it feels like there's a different director on doing the episode direction, because there's a different feel, a different style to a lot of these cuts in the episode. And the first thing that I noticed that sort of like tipped me off, like, hey, is this somebody new here? Was the abundance of these we're now in the OP land, reaction shots. And I think it has to do with, like, we're introducing a new character, and so we're trying to get an idea of how different people feel about the other people in the room. And we get a couple of reaction shots of Sporksburgle, who I'm going to continue calling Sporksburgle, Victor Licht. And then shots like this of Obi, uh, uh, shots like this as they react to different things that other people are saying. And then there's this one where we get the eye opening from Victor Licht as he's creepily standing in the shadows in the corner and definitely not being ominous at all. Definitely doesn't have any connections to anything else. These just feel a little wonky, little weird, but they're quick and kind of snappy, and I don't think they mess with the pacing. And they do give the feel of like a bunch of people with slightly different motivations and different understandings of the room showing their own reading of the room. And I kind of like that as an idea. I don't know if I love it in practice, but it's okay. There wasn't much of depth in this episode, but there were a couple of bits of lore dump. Very stylistically goofy in this author's particular way. This sort of unrealistic, weird scrapyard thing going on. The history with Giovanni being introduced. Some of the gags are really solid, particularly the one where Arthur smacks the full can of, I think it's supposed to be canned tea, out of the air, and it sprays in his face. I think that's a pretty solid gag. It's funny. It works. One thing I want to check is the moment where Shinra, it's post seeing the animals. Bit of an interesting lore dump on that front. Also interesting to me that some of the characters are wearing shirts that basically state their entire character. Shinra's says hero, his says animals. It would be only made better if Arthur was wearing a shirt that said knight on it or idiot, either one. And then Iris is in like casual clothes, I guess. I don't know. Her outfit does not work for me. But okay, so he gets this moment. Yeah, this moment. The time has come, kill Vulcan. So he calls this hero's intuition. I was confused for a moment. It's not that he's receiving a remote command from Giovanni to kill Vulcan. It's that he's tuning into Giovanni's intention to kill Vulcan, right? That's the guess. Okay, interesting. And then we've got the whole hiding Giovanni's face and continuing to do so. I assume that there's going to be some kind of interesting reveal of Giovanni's face. It would make a lot of sense if he was somebody that we had seen before, but like in a different context, somebody like Joker. But it also might be just some rando, and that would be kind of awkward. I will say that I like this new introduction because it's not quite as loud. I don't like that we had the loud booms on everybody else's introductions. I also really like the aesthetic of the flames in this. They have almost a solidity to them, and they're almost like muscles drawn out of flames more than anything is what they remind me of. They look muscular and I don't know, like, yeah, they look like tangled, intertwining strands of muscle with the line work and the it's not even cross hatching, it's all directional shading. It's really kind of cool. I like that aesthetic quite a bit. And the whole aesthetic that they've gone for this, like, telling us a little bit about the world is interesting. The way that it ends abruptly makes me think that maybe we'll get a little different piece of each of these lore dumps in the following episodes, with potentially different visuals mixed in with the flames, which could be really cool. And then we've got some bad juju. Sho is super interested in getting to Shinra and now aware of his presence, so that's cool. Reintroduction of Spork Spurgle. Forensic science team unpowered. All right, and now we turn our attention to the ED. This was rough. I don't hate the vocals. I don't hate the music here. I think it's fine. If a little bit bland, a little bit generic. It's got nothing on the Mrs. Green Apple or Miss Green Apple OP. Same goes for the ED. Both are relatively like, all right, that's fine. It seems like they're experimenting with bands that don't often do anime OPs to get a bit of a different style, but this one comes out as like, it's fine. What's really lacking here is any kind of vision in terms of the direction, and that was something that I never really talked about the first OP. I talked about some of the Saga, but seeing it compared to this one, there's just such a vast divide between the general quality of it. Like, first OP, the first OP tells a bit of a story as it goes through showing us all of the characters and them battling something. They're against this hulking metallic behemoth infernalish thing, and each of them is fighting it or other things around it in their own way. And there's a sense of like going on a mission as the matchbox is like jumping around and bouncing through space. There's a sense of tension and interest and like cool stuff. Even when we do this sequence where we show all of the characters in a row, all of them are like jumping out of the matchbox and falling in like a Halo drop strike force super awesome badassery, as our camera like watches them come down at us, and then we culminate that with Shinra like with his super kick into the, I guess it's the axe thing, and he like launches it down, and it's really cool. There's a story going on in the first OP, and it's all of the things that you would expect from an OP. Show us a bunch of the characters, show us something about what they're into and what they do, are all like intertwined with this story, and it feels consistent and coherent. It's also, the visuals are matched up with some of the audio to make it seem really cool. There's vision in the direction. Here, that is entirely lacking. The first thing that we start off with is just a series of motion graphics, which is, to my mind, just utterly uninspired. Like, let's take a look. We get name of show, more name of show, more name of show, more name of show, and then the matchbox takes off. And then we get Arthur and Shinra butting heads, literally. Okay, fine. This is part of their character, and this is how they do. Does it matter? No. We get, yeah, okay. Captain turns around. It's more focused on like social aspects at this point, which is fine. Looking oddly, Hajime guy looking like funnily at redhead guy, introducing that they will be here. And then we get, this is like the most generic thing in an anime OP, is show the characters frame by frame, one after another on a background. So show the characters frame by frame on a background. These are all the secondary or supporting cast with like little shakes and shivers, or they do a pose, whatever. It's fucking boring, is what it is. All right, and then we do a very standard like characters flying at the screen thing, like early 2000s, 1990s, whatever, the most generic. Sakuga that pales in comparison to anything that's been in the first episode, and we show an action battle between the two main forces that we know are going to be fighting, so that we set that up. Compared to like this interesting conflict that's going on in the first OP, which never actually occurs as far as I'm aware, in at least in that portion. Like, that was just something invented. It was something cool, but it didn't bludgeon you over the head with the story elements that are about to be important. Here, it's just like, okay, well, I guess Sho and Shinra are gonna fight. Didn't know that, and it looks kind of meh. I mean, there are some cool thoughts here. There's this like color swap on Shinra here as he bursts into flame, and then they do a very classic, not holding swords against each other, but Fire Force hand armor gauntlet thing versus katana. Fine, and then character walking through blank space. And then all characters standing together on blank space. It's just fucking boring. Again, I don't dislike the sound, the music of it. I don't have much of a problem with like dirty vocals. They're fine by me. I'm fine with more screamo typey things. It's all right. Not usually my first choice of music to listen to. But okay, fine, sure, yeah. We're going for a hype fest, sure. But the visuals do not line up with that at all. There's nothing hype about it. I mean, this looks like a Sword Art Online OP, and that's not a good thing. Like, there was flavor in the first opening. There was style to it. There was care, and it's gone. Huge rip. So, and then sort of same goes for the ED. Like, I mean, this stuff is cool. This is interesting. The flowers that make up the what looks like a brain at the top of this humanoid network of a nervous system, just given the spinal column in the center that then branches out. That's neat. Sho versus Shinra inverted. Okay, fine. That's some pretty heavy-handed, pretty simplistic symbolism, but okay. And then continuing to put them on opposite sides of the screen, and then their mother in the middle. Okay, fine. But god damn, it's got nothing on the like emotional power of the first ED with name of character, sister. I still have all the characters up, right? Iris, thank you. With some of Iris and Hibana's backstory being shown to us and the horrifying flames and stuff, I wonder if they're I would be giving them credit for something silly. I was gonna say I wonder if they're trying to shy away from flame imagery so that they don't have anything that they would have to censor given the recency of the KyoNA attacks. But there are a lot of interesting things that you could do that aren't fire related necessarily or showing people burning. There are a lot of interesting things that you could do and they're not here. I think that would be giving undue credit. So OP and ED, distinct step down. Hard to say whether the rest of the production has taken a step down as well in the episode. Mostly just because the content of the episode didn't lend itself to a lot of Saga or interesting cuts. There were some weird cuts and some weird camera angle choices and just a general feeling of not being terribly inspired. But that's okay. And I don't know what the manga pages and panels look like for this episode and how closely they were adhering to it. So because that can be limiting in its own way. Well, I'm not gonna like insta drop this show because the OP is not as good or anything like that, but it's back on slightly thinner ice again. I think that the really good OP and ED for the first season kind of helped shore up some of the weaker portions of the first season. We do have some new characters being introduced. I would guess partly from the OP and partly from the setup of Sporksburgle Victor being a Hyjima scientist and this guy being at odds with Hyjima, that there's maybe going to be some interesting conflict between the two of them as we move forward. But character conflicts in this show haven't been super well handled, so I don't expect a lot. It's sort of I'm sort of on the fence about this episode and about like what can happen in the show moving forward. Show. Um I'll give it another week. I didn't hate this episode by any stretch. It was quite okay, but it doesn't have a lot of the things that have made me keep watching this show, and those were pretty thin anyway. So this might be looking like a drop for Space and Time. We'll see. And actually, how many episodes is it's going to be? 24. It's 9 more episodes. I mean, at this point, I might as well just watch the rest of it. Oh, it's supposed to be 48, isn't it? I don't want to get roped into 48. Well, we'll see. We'll give it another week, another episode, and see if it seems to be picking up and be interesting in any way. If it doesn't, it'll be a drop. If it does, fine, cool. We'll stick with the status quo, but we'll see. Anyway, I think that's gonna be a wrap for me. Let me see. Did I write down anything interesting? Day of the Cataclysm. That's interesting. Looking for a new energy source. That's interesting. Again, turning our attention to Amaterasu. That's kind of interesting. And then the Blacksmith dream is interesting. The whole idea of a hologram projector of perfectly replicating visuals from the distant past is cool, a little far-fetched, but it's cool, and a cool, like, what are we fighting for moment, but pretty weak. Okay, yeah, that'll be it for me. So, meet Teeaboo, this Fire Force episode 15. It was alright. I hope you enjoyed it more than I did. I thought it was okay. If you have your own thoughts and opinions on this episode, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you have or if you have information on if there was a different episode director for this episode, I would be interested to know that. And I couldn't find the info on that in just like a super quick Google search. So if you happen to know anything about that, I would be interested to know. Also, if you have information on who directed the first OP versus this OP, I would be very interested to know that. Because it seems like a very different change and lack of voice going into this opening. Anyway, I think that'll be it. So, meet Teeaboo, this Fire Force. Man, hope you enjoyed it more. Hope to catch you next week, and we'll decide whether to stick with the show at all. See you there. Peace.